Alright, good morning, soon to be afternoon, YouTube and Twitch. This is Harmony Muse. Today we're going to finally be getting back to and finally, hopefully, completing the 2.0 or 2.4 main story quests. Okay, because we are on the last two quests of 2.4. I spent way too much time yesterday focusing on getting World of Darkness done. So we're not going to bother with that today. We're just going to do our normal roulettes. And get to the main quest, shall we? My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that she walked through the camp not an hour ago. Aye, she walked right through. You didn't mishear. We have Robon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so here we are. Is he talking shit about Robon? She must not be allowed to reach Castor Meridianum. This brings back some memories. I remember when we were coming through here to get to the final two dungeons of 2.0. And again, I find myself subconsciously humming that song. And it looks like I need to get my chat properly logged in. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, that is handled. The software that I use for monitoring my chat, looks like it's been a while since I logged into it properly last and was making me do it the full way. And, ooh, somebody on the ground. That looks like a brass blade. I gotta drop Duty Finder. Damn it. Oh, we can get back in later. Not a problem, not a problem, not a problem. This wretch was with her. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down. Not even when he started screaming. No loyalty, even to her own. That goddamn harpy. With me, Scion, we almost have her. I want her alive. Kill the rest. For Eorzea! divorces, they aren't paying me enough. Oh, and she's like, fools, you cannot stand against the Empire. Well, looks like I'm doing a pretty good goddamn job of it right now. Missed it. The circle fetters those who wander within, lure the enemy to it. Why would I need to? I'm doing well enough already. Oh, she went down. She went down fairly well, didn't she? Bind her and do it tight. Kinky. Good work, men. Yeah, keep flipping us. Oh, wait, that's their salute. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What do you know of Lo, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want? People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it was your God-given right to rule over others. You know naught of plight, the injustice that we low-born Ishgardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive. Stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you were the only person to have ever suffered. In case you have forgotten, Rabban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth. With little more than the shirts on our back, hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our life, and nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we'd been dealt and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, yes, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we had, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true we both fought our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me anything, you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. I have a bad feeling about this line right here, and a feeling about him in general. But enough talk. You will return to old out-of-face justice, and the people whose trust you've dragged through the gutter. And let's get back in queue while we're at it. Did I go? What one did I go for? Why am I jumping around like an idiot? That is a lot of XP. Not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope we have chosen our allies more wisely than Raban chose his. One last quest and we're done with 2.4.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business.
Oh dear, who's he talking to?
No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
Oh dear.
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while.
Ooh.
Nanamo Unamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Oh, you're planning to kill her. Oh, shit. Let us cling together. This is a reference to a lesser-known series from Square Enix back when it used to be two separate companies, Square and Enix. There used to be a series called Ogre Battle, or also Tactics Ogre. And their PlayStation era game was called Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together. This is a reference to that. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. Thank you. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I am aware the antecedent had held her in high regard, for better or worse. She will want to know how this tale ends. And like I said previously, this is the last quest of 2.4, right here. Which meant that what we just saw was foreshadowing to, oh shit. That's not going to be good. If what I'm thinking is correct, if what I'm worried about is correct, things are about to go very, very, very bad.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino.
You have?
To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent.
That comes out Huayu? How the fuck? Okay.
Together with Raban, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then.
Well, whoever her true self was, she was selling everybody out to the Garleans, so she deserves what she's got coming to her.
But now is not the time to dwell on such matters.
Okay.
I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled.
Okay.
My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
Alrighty.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls.
Right.
Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether.
Yeah, that's what allowed us to get in to fight as Shiva.
Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
Right.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength.
Okay.
Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
How do you suggest we fix that?
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
Alright.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
And how do you suggest we get that
The only
ether?
trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Alright.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
Okay.
During that encounter, Hydaelyn bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy.
That it did.
Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether.
Alrighty.
Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void.
Okay, what do you suggest?
The fact remains, however, that Hydaelyn placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands.
Alrighty.
Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Right.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Hydaelyn did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
Is this where that stick you keep looking up on the wall is going to come into play?
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
From you guys.
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
And again, I assume that old Louis
I'm
Sua's
going
stick is
linger
going to
a
help.
while, perform a few more tests on the auracite.
Right?
And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Rawr.
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands.
Ha 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 ha!
Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
Ha 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 ha! That's funny.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland.
That's good. What did they tell you?
You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val.
Right.
What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
You said this before.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
That's odd.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
Rejoining?
All indications suggest Ascian involvement. But I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God.
I keep telling you, the Flying Spaghetti Monster is not involved with this.
We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
And that was the last cutscene of 2.4. We are now officially in 2.5. Or I stand corrected. We do have another cutscene.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea.
Yes, they did.
So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. I think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald.
That can't be good.
But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever.
It is bizarre to hear a British accent coming out of Richard Epcar's, Richard Epcar, the voice actor doing Ilberd here. The reason that's surprising to me, most often you see British actors and voice actors trying to emulate a neutral American English accent, rather than vice versa. So hearing that is just weird.
To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the Primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Alright.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
Good question.
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone.
Ooh.
In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
This has got to be foreshadowing to later content.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Voris Zos Galvus.
So we have an enemy, a direct enemy in the Emperor of Garlemald now. Well,
So
shit.
he was Huayu's true master.
This can't be good.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea.
That can't
In
be
so
good.
doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
No kidding.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me.
And that is?
By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters.
Good question.
Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, why you must be made to reveal whose it is.
True.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
That, well, it sucks to be you. Next time, choose better allies.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
Okay.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
Right.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
Okay,
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul.
Ain't... no truer words, Alphino. No truer words.
I take my leave.
I still say that looks like they're flipping people off doing that, even though I know better.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? Those cankers!
Now, let's see what level 60 dungeon we're in today. A new... Okay, Dreams of Ice. Okay, so I got the 2.4 achievement. This looks new. Amdapor keep hard mode. Okay. And my gear is item synced. Oh, dearie dear. And our tank is small pulling. Okay. Now there's a good tank. Now we have a tank doing what you should be, pulling more. Sometimes. I can't really judge much. I really can't. I have my hand on the wrong, or I have my finger on the wrong button. isn't even Amdapor Keep hard mode. This is Amdapor Keep. This is regular Amdapor. That tank should be able to pull everything here. This tank should be able to pull half this damn slog up to here. So basically about right about here and not have problems, especially with that healer. Or maybe not, that healer is taking a while. Now there is a red mage using their specials properly. That's good enough. Yeah, but this is regular Amdapor. This is basically training wheels at this point. Clown shoes, you know, easy stuff. We're essentially just here for the tombstones. So, there's this Netflix series that's come out recently based on Final Fantasy XIV. It's called Final Fantasy XIV Daddy of Light, or Hikari no... I think it was like Hikari no Iyaji or Oji-san or something similar. Basically, it boils down to middle-aged salaryman reconnects with his aging father by both of them learning to play Final Fantasy XIV. And again, I'm not making this up. Now it's only in Japanese. Though I hear there's been some people fan subbing it, and I'm looking forward to taking a look at that because it sounds like a very, very heartwarming thing. We're doing well. Up there is the demon wall, as everybody remembers. A little bit slow going, but and we are good. Chances are we'll only have one, or chances are we're only going to have one cycle here. See how badly we're hurting it. If we can get them all dead before that repel hit. We almost beat the first cycle. That's how you can tell that this is no challenge anymore. Back when the best we had, or back when the average item level we had in here was item level 50 or 60, that was a lot more challenging. Now we're all hard capped. Except for maybe the healer. No, they're hard capped too. Okay. Come on, get them all together. That went well. I remember when we'd fight these guys by themselves if possible. The Dullahans, that is. I'm being sloppy today. I'm sorry, people. Oh, and there's Antaboga in there. Or as we like to call him back in the old days, the Natabaka. Which, if you know your Japanese, means you idiot. And was also a common phrase screamed by Asuka Shiryu Langley to Shinji Ikari in Neon Genesis Evangelion. Only 1,700. Did I just say only 1,700? I suppose I did. Oh, I'm about to get a pain. Well. So I can get it to the healer before they bail. Oh, I'm heavy. I didn't get any commendations for it, but my commendations have been doing fairly well for all my runs as a Red Mage healer in Palace of the Dead when I'm not around. Okay. Start the next roulette. We'll do main scenario. Good intentions. Discussing. Okay, that was fun. That was entertaining. I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat that was once the priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. Lest you forget, Antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. She, in particular, is ever a steadying hand, who I trust will continue to support the Braves. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames find themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so for the foreseeable future, I think it'd be best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. Moonbreeda's research is proceeding as planned? So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it's only a matter of time. While we focus on the task, mayhap you could assist Alphinaud and his braves with theirs? It would do so much to restore faith in the immortal flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working for their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Riol's latest report. He has proven quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you're finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. I get this feeling of tension between the two of them. So I need to go speak with Riol. A pleasure as always. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you'd be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries as to the source of weapons what found their ways into the refugee hands away back. So happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind the merchant what caught Nero while talking to her, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which is to say, these clients may have had the main... which isn't to say these clients have the same mischief in mind. But if you want to be sure, might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seizing the weapons before they all fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you? Then it's settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have to leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. And again, forgive my horrendous accents and voice acting. Now, where is Highbridge? Because I don't remember. Map. Highbridge is in Thanalon. Ooh, right there. So it's East Thanalon, right? Yeah, it's time to go to Camp Drybone. And we are on our way. I do the roulettes that I'm doing through the day as much to give you, or to have something to display that's entertaining, that isn't just blah blah blah, dialogue blah blah blah, but also because I need the experience, because I'm trying to get ahead of the curve here. because I remember how much of a pain in the ass it was going through a 2.0, a Realm Reborn content, and always, you know, running into a level wall. So I'm trying to get way ahead of that curve before I even get to that curve. I got music in my head again. Okay. But those, but the marks are why I have 130 item level gear instead of 115. Ah, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the Black Marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he's hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Leveilleur needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have the need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural he would come to rely on you without hesitation. Now, what you got for me there, Ilby? Justice. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me. I see that salute and I think, hail! It's like, hail, Scroob! For anybody who's seen Spaceballs. Well, this is in no way a beaten path, but it is a path nonetheless. What you got for me, Ilby? I spied the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the Black Marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. Ow. Oh. He's got what looks like a level 5 Brass Gladius and... oh god, a level 1 shield. You got no chance, buddy. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool, you should never have come here. For Ilbert outside the tunnel entrance. The name like Saber Nightwalker. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a reference. I think that's a double reference. One to Saber from Fate's Stay Night. A very famous character who is actually King Arthur. But that's a spoiler there. And Ursa Nightwalker from the Daedalus arc of Fairy Tail. At least that's my assumption. Well, I don't understand. What's this all about? Gah! Ooh, someone got shanked. He said he doesn't understand and he just got shanked. How much do you want to bet what I'm seeing here is an elaborate stage? I got the bad feeling. I really do. You see, I've done this before, but I don't remember it. As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Leveilleur will be most disappointed. Damn it all, a golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At the present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskwhite sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the Immortal Flames or the Brass Blades. Alas, we're here to aid them, they're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we've secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. Best laid schemes. I'm going to check something really quick. Checking something for a moment. Okay. I see now. Let's check in how many more quests we had in this. And it looks like we've got a good deal more still. I'll join the first in their hunt for the Duskwhite sellswords. If the gods are good, we'll catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead. And trust them to the third Juyu Hase. He'll take care of the rest. Doesn't feel like it's been an hour, though I know it has. And now back to Ul'dah. And that queue is going down very quickly for a DPS. There are the Steps of Thal, so... You actually get a quest from one of these dancers to learn a dance, but it's not their... And it's not their little belly dancing that they're doing. You learn ballroom dancing. Just like you can learn a harvest dance in Limsa or in Gridania, and in Limsa you can learn a sailor's hornpipe. which is basically river dancing from what I remember. Could be a while. It's been a while. We're actually getting into meaty quest territory now. Wilrid, Alion, Yahase. Okay. Ah, Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend of the Crystal Braves. My deepest thanks for your assistance in Kurthus. What brings you to us this day? And we're about to do main scenario, I believe. Let's see what we got for today. Is it going to be Praetorium or is it going to be Castrum Meridianum? It's going to be Praetorium. Okay, this will go quick. Why you gotta turn them around and draw? My loser positional, damn it. Don't do that to me. Now we have the suicide run. Well, the suicide run for the tank involved. For us, it's just getting down there. Where are you going? That's not the way we go. Why is the healer suiciding? What the shit, man? Why? Now we're down. Okay. We just need our tanks. We got one of them. We got the other. Well, it was sloppy, but we got it done. Isn't that the old saying? If it's messy but it works, is it still messy? Or if it's stupid but it works, is it still stupid? That got done quickly. I'd dearly love to know why the hell we're doing things so slapdash here. Oh, we're all ready to leave. And now we have the Magitech armor side of things. Here's where we're actually going, if I could see where I'm going. Are you staying and watching the cutscene? God damn it. I know you have no point in doing so. I know that have already done this before because of the very fact that you're a Dark Knight. You're gone. Got you down. And the healer discoed. The healer outright discoed. That ain't cool. We don't even need the one healer for this anyway. Weird fighting the crap out of him after working with him. During all this, when you see he's live there, he's actually talking in game. You just can't hear him. And this was infinitely harder back in the day when we only had level 50 gear. Ow. We're all but ignoring his mechanics because he's just not hurting us. This would have been suicide back in the day. A crit of almost 3,000, like I was saying before. And he's down. We just got the ultimate weapon, and then we've got La Habrea, which will be easy. Well, we're wrecking them pretty damn well. Okay, go ahead. And you're dead now too. And he is wrecked, and we're done. Well done. Now back to the main story. A warrior of light, ever reliable friend of the Crystal Braves, my deepest thanks for your assistance in Kurthus. Now what brings you to me this day? Here's your confiscated weapons. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer? Courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say? Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. This cannot be everything, can it? Riol stated with confidence that there were a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Riol is unfamiliar with the ways of olden merchants, whoever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that this information was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. Well, it's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plant. Time for the Fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, for the freedom of all! Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured, the Immortal Flames will hear of your contribution until we meet again. Yes, yes, hail Scroob. Ah, Wilhelmina, a word if it please you. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. Oh, right. My game tonight is probably going to be called because I can't, or because when I would normally run, I've got a role-playing group. So I'd have to run extremely early or later. And I can't do later because that's when the maintenance is. So I might be running a little bit earlier than I normally do. I do not know. Thanks for indulging my request. Few places better than the market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burning Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, tell me everything. Leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. These Duskwights they were chasing. Latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw him yourself. Not before the fighting started, and not after. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by the merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days the money flows like water, and the first and the third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I've a lot on my mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it. And apologies for my horrid voice acting there. Can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. What's got Tataru's bells in an uproar, I wonder? But yeah, we see that Not Right is in the state of Denmark when it comes to the Crystal Blades. Mysteriously, weapons are disappearing. Reports have seemingly been underreported. And the first and third units have a lot more supplies and toys than the others. I think some shit's about to go down. Thank you for coming so quickly. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak to you. A most, determined lady by all indications. Oh dear. Our guest is with the antecedent in the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Let's see what Menphilius got, and it's probably going to be that lady. It's Lucia. And it looks like we're about to do the Keeper of the Lake. Another
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you.
Okay, let him speak.
I believe the two of you have met.
Yep.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer.
Okay, what's up?
The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
This can't be good.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Right.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm.
Oh dear.
Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers.
This is going to be bad.
The Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
Okay.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthen rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard-Sormr himself who cried out on this occasion.
Alright.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald.
Right.
Only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Quite true.
Urianger has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Good question.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard-Sormr had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Yes, we would have, but how can a corpse roar?
Is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken.
Oh, so this is oogity boogity shit.
It is
okay.
for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard-Sormr. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights.
Right. Now, Midgard-Sormr is a reference to Jormungand, the Midgard serpent, in Norse mythology.
Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
Oh, hell yes. You want to send me on a dungeon I haven't gone before?
We knew
Gladly.
You would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
Well, off you go then.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Dun dun dun. I swear, it's like dealing with the Adeptus Astartes. Space Marines from Warhammer. Forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger said, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius von Baelsar attempted to seize control of Mor Dhona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea that day. Midgard Zormr, legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean ships overhead. In what would later be known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Agrias. In the ensuing battle, the flagship's cerulean engines failed, and it tumbled to the lake below. Yet this victory came at great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its water and crystallizing the ether for miles around. Yet Yet a remnant of the lake remains, at its center a constant reminder of the faithful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Emmerich's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Well, it looks like we got a last dungeon to do today. Be careful, my friend. We do not know what dangers lie within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much work to be done, and precious time to do it. Alright, the second improved mount speed doesn't come until Stormblood content, I do believe. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant Soul about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper, though I cannot say for certain at this distance. I believe they may be salvaging something from the wreckage. The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then, the Ishgardians honestly fear the worm might rise again. Well, from here that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you have no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures that inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire on an airship, so I advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrias, then climb to the top. It's the only viable approach, I'd say. So we got a new dungeon to do. It's a shame that my good buddy Fan... Oh, wait, Fan's probably got work today, or school. Yeah, right. Fan is at college today. Okay, so people, looks like we've got some hurry up and wait time on stream. It's only going to be like 5 minutes-ish, though. At least that's what it says. We all know, though, that the average wait time on queue can be purely and utterly bullshit. And I've got my good friend Vara Stellahay from the Crimson Reapers free company, again, on Excalibur server, offering to help out with getting my queue times faster. Just waiting on a healer and a damage dealer. Shouldn't take that long. Famous last words. Just waiting for a healer and a deeps. Okay. This is why I love this group. Everybody's a multitasker. Yeah, that's actually making me dizzy. Now we just need a healer. Says less than 5 minutes. If only Fan were awake.
Harmony Muse said, Fan, wake up, could use a healer. Poke, poke.
Or not. Holy shit. Oh, we had a small pull. Okay. And Full-On is putting on a show. And I host and put on the wrong button again. Quit trying to be fancy, just do your single target combos. You know you can't screw those up. Oh, Full-On is just trying to mess with the new guy. That's funny. I was out of that. I need to quit trying to be fancy and just do my combos. I'm looking like an idiot here. But that big tower that's been in the middle of Mordona this whole time, where are they getting all those guns from, I wonder? We survived! I was an idiot, but we survived. Level 110 gear, or level 100 gear, rather. Okay. Oh. Okay. I hit the wrong button again, damn it. See, I've only ever done this once before, and I do not remember this. Okay, we killed it, we killed it. Ow. We got them killed. We've got this signifier. So this place is a wee bit of a slog. A Magitech gunship. Oh, get out the fire, get out the fire. Oh shit. hose the combo again. Getting upset with myself. There's nowhere to go. It's putting the whole damn place on fire. Stay out of the fire. Stay out of the fire. Now I'm looking like an idiot. Petrified log? So many dirty jokes I could make right there. So many dirty jokes. Okay. We got dragons up here. I keep hitting that same one. Why do I keep doing that? Dragons, oh dear. Can't believe we're out of here so damn fast. It's CDR. This is gonna be bad. Out of the way, out of the way. I was out of that shit. Bullshit.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve.
Oh dear.
Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star.
Oh dear.
My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn.
If you say so, buddy.
Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds.
So, this is an ancient thing. So, the whole Ishgard thing, you blame on the Ishgardians' ancestors.
We do not forget. We do not forgive.
And are you gonna pull a Guy Fawkes mask out or some shit?
7 children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution.
Oh?
I rise to join in the chorus.
Oh dear.
Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end.
Oh dearie dear, what are you doing?
Trickery is thy shield. This frail, noble creature is not gifted, but chosen.
Chosen? That can't be good.
Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent.
Consent?
Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
You're talking like you're a god. And that Hydaelyn answers to you. What did you just do? What did you just do? Midgardsormr, what did you just do? Oh, shit. What did you do, Midgardsormr? This can't possibly be a good thing for me. Oh, shit. This, oh dear.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
Quite possibly.
Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine.
Okay, what did you do though?
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing.
That's not going to be good.
Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
Oh dear.
The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will.
Oh, you know that it's...
Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond.
True. I still want to know what you did to me.
I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth our beginning and an end.
Yes, but... So what is going on? You're watching me as I struggle. Do you want to watch me die or something? What the hell? Okay, so that just happened. I have no fucking clue what that was, but that just happened. Anyway, it's been my usual 2 hours, so I'm going to call it. I got things I got to get done. So thank y'all very much for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. This has been Harmony Muse. We're noticing that shit's getting real. Well, anyway, thank you and have a good evening. I might be back later. I do not know. If I am, it's probably going to be around 5:30, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard. Have a good one.